Hey, hey, how are you guys doing? Thanks for joining me. This is your host, Tidy Jester. We're going to try a little Stratomatic hockey. I know some of my subscribers have looked at this game, don't know much about it, so I thought I would kind of do like a teaching session for everyone here and talk about some stuff and how to play the game and all that's fun, good, interesting things. If you haven't played Stratomatic hockey, it does take up a lot of space on your table. You can see I just have one line here for one team and another line and the two goalies. You can imagine if you're trying to place all 20 players on your table, it's going to take up a lot of space. So it's obviously the best way to do it is to have everyone out on your table all at the same time, but I can't do that and also get everything in on the camera for you guys. So uh, what I've got is, I've got my second line over here. I'd have to take my first line off, put my second line out there, et cetera, which is kind of a pain in the butt. But, the best way would be actually have all your lines out, and then you can just mark which line you're going to have. But for simplicity's sakes, we're going to be just looking at this. So in the lineup setup that I have here, we have the left wing, then the left defenseman, then the center, then the right defenseman, then the right wing. So left to right, left wing, left defense, center, right defense, right wing. Same thing down here. Now this is actually different than with the board. You can see the board if you're playing face to face with someone. Let me click over here so I can see, make sure. If I'm playing, my left wing is going to be over here, my right wing, but my opponent's going to have his left wing over here and his right wing over here. So they're going to be kind of opposite of what I've got set up here. And that's just for ease of play for myself. So I know left wings are over here, right wings are over here, left, right, left, right. Okay, so just break that down. All right. So let's look at a player's card here, so we can kind of go over the different ratings and stuff on players' cards. Uh, let's use Claude Giroux. Sure, let's use Claude Giroux. All right. So you get the player's name and then the team he played for. And this is obviously Philadelphia Flyers. I'm going to probably say the Phillies probably a bunch of times during this. Um, but it is the Flyers, obviously. And then it will give you the positions this player can play. In this case, if we have the camera zoom in, this is a left wing, center, and point. And then there's two little stars next to that. We'll talk about what that means here in just a second. As a matter of fact, let's talk about that right now. So tenacity is basically, it's going to have between 1 and 5 stars. And that represents the shots taken by this player. The more stars, the closer to the goal he likes, as opposed to being outside. So if you look and say, I don't know, let's take a look at this guy here. He's being a defenseman, right? He only has 2 stars. So mostly shoots from the outside, okay? And players with 3 stars shoot outside and inside equally amount, and then players with 4 or 5 stars will shoot more and more towards the inside. So that kind of gives you a breakdown, except for stupid camera wants to be a jerk. Come on, zoom in. All right. So that's what the tenacity is. Then you have a rating for I. I is your intimidation. I is your intimidation. This is basically your ability to take the puck away from somebody that's trying to penetrate on you. And it's a value 1 to 2 for this player here. Skating. This is his skating ability. This is used if you're trying to If you use the super advanced super advanced penalties, and Claude Giroux has got the puck. He's on the penalty kill, and he's trying to waste time. So he's going to just try to skate the puck around without icing it or anything like that, just to waste time on the penalty. Face-off, this is their face-off ability. This is their boxed rating in the middle is their assist value. Over on the right-hand side, we have their offensive value. Defensive value. There we go, defensive value. Usually defensive values have two numbers. The first number is their defensive value all the time. And then the second, in parentheses, is their defensive value when they're on the penalty kill. So defensive penalty kill value. Some players will actually have higher numbers. If we look at this guy here, you can see that Brady Sijic for the Rangers, he's got a defensive value of 3, but on the penalty kill, he's actually a 4. So obviously a really good penalty killer. So that's that number. Then, of course, you have penalty rating. These go from like AAA down to, what is it? Down to D. D is actually the best in that you don't take as many penalties. And AAA guys are your guys that take penalties all the time. Then, of course, you have your breakaway and penetration value. Your offense, defense, penetration values, I think, are all 1 to 5 numbers, higher being better. Your intimidation can go anywhere up to 14, 16, something like that. Anyways. All right, and then, of course, you're going to have columns on the player cards. One's going to be for outside shots. One's going to be for inside shots. One's going to be for rebounds and breakaways. One's going to be your passing chart, and one's going to be your offensive chart. And then down at the bottom, you're going to have all the season of the card, the games played, the goals, assists, the points, power play goals. What else is on there? Shorthanded goals, shots, shooting percentage, and penalty minutes. All that kind of written down at the bottom of your player card there. So, right. So that's that. Let's make sure I did screw that up. All right. So I've got the defenders kind of shifted back away from that. Obviously, every goalies. Goalies are... Let's look at the goalies here. The goalies are a pretty plain card. They don't have much to them. They have a fatigue rating. Fatigue rating basically means this is how many games he can start in a row before he needs a rest. So he can. So in this game, this player here, he's got a fatigue rating of 6. So he can start 6 games in a row before he needs a break. And it gives you suggested starts should start about 55% of the games, his penalty rating, and then it's just one basic chart. So when a player gets a rating on a goalie card, it will then determine whether it's a goal or a save or whatever. And then, of course, down at the bottom has all of his stats, games, minutes, average, empty net goals, shutouts, shots, goals against, saving percentage, assists, and penalty minutes down at the bottom of the card. So you're going to set up your game with different lines, different. You're going to have 4 offensive lines of 3 players each, left wing, center, and right wing. And then you're going to have 3 defensive pairs, which is going to be your line 1, defensive pair 1, defensive pair 2, defensive pair 3, left wing and right wing, or left defense and right defense. And once you're ready for that, then you are ready to get things rolling. So the basic premise behind this is, depending on if you want to use the advanced, super advanced, or the basic options. If you decide to use the basic, you're going to use different cards than I'm going to be showing you. I wouldn't recommend the basic because it is really, really basic if you play the basic game. It does make the game go by a lot quicker because you're not referencing as many charts and information. So if you're looking for a quicker game, obviously basic might fit the bill for you. And then you're gonna just pick out one, whatever card you pick out has a home and a visitor, and it tells you the outcome of what happens during that play. And so, yeah, it's okay, but it does speed up the game because it is nice and quick. Then you have a split deck, which is 40 cards, and on those decks you're going to have your random number at the top. We're going to talk about this because if you go through this deck, there is it's basically two 20-siders built into a deck. So 40 cards. So there'll be two different 18s, two 16s, two 14s, two 12s, etc. from 1 to 20. And so sometimes what you'll actually see me do is instead of drawing a card, you can just roll a 20-sided dice to get the result that you need when you don't want to draw a fast action card. But it also has your breakaway opportunities on here, your rebounds, your intimidation rolls. Now this intimidation rules we'll talk about in a minute. You have icing, you have your loose pucks, you have your passing charts, your assist charts, and your injury charts, all built into this system here. And of course, you just shuffle it up, and anytime you need one of those, you just flip up the card and look at it. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you're looking at passing, you just look at the passing chart. So sometimes, if there are certain things you have to use this deck for, like intimidation, because you can see sometimes it just gives you a number, but other times, let's see if I can find one. Of course, I can't find one when I need it. There will be there we go. All right, so sometimes when you go to intimidate, it'll say, there's a possible penalty on the situation. Possible penalty. So, so you can't just use a 20-sider for your intimidation. You have to use this deck. And what else do we need? Oh, like I said, random numbers sometimes to determine face-offs. Again, if I'm going to determine a face-off, instead of drawing a card, it's easier for me just to roll a 20-sided dice. I cannot believe a 20-sided dice is not included in this anymore. I thought it had been included, but obviously they're trying to save money. All right, so that's their split deck. So when anything refers to in the rule book for your split deck card, that's what your split deck is for. Like I said, sometimes you could just get away with rolling a 20-sider as opposed to flipping this card or flipping this deck. Then, of course, the meat of the situation is going to be your advanced action deck. This is if you play the advanced or super advanced rules, you're going to be using this, and you can see it's a little more involved than the basic deck. If we just give you a comparison shot there, you can see quite a bit more information on the cards as opposed to the basic. But it still gives you some leeway, and it's not too complex. The whole game is not really that complex. There's just a few things you need to figure out and iron out for yourselves for things. But if we look at a card here, and I'll turn it around so you can actually read it. So you got offense 1, offense 2 for the home team, offensive 2 for the visitor team, and then offensive 3. So what does all that represent? Well, let's look at the actual board that comes with the game, because this is what that's all referring to. When you bring out a line, you have to decide their offensive capabilities as well as their forechecking defensive abilities. So offense 1, 2, 3. 1 means you are not being very aggressive. You're kind of being more passive. You're allowing the defender to come out of his zone easier, but because you're playing back towards your own goal more, it's harder for them to get good shots against you. 2 is kind of average. This is kind of your default average. You're playing both aggressive and defensively at the same time, but you're not being strictly in your own defensive zone. You're playing the whole ice. And then 3 is you're going nuts on the offense, trying to, anytime you get the puck, you're trying to get it to the other zone. Usually you want to play 3 if you're got a really good offensive line out, and or you're behind in the game and it's in the third period you're down by a couple goals. You want to obviously be more aggressive. Now you notice each of these offensive go to a certain defensive function. So as a 3 offense, you can either be 3 forecheckers or 2 forecheckers. As a 2, you can only be 2 or 1. You cannot be a 3 and a 1 or a 3 and a 0. You can only be a number next to the number that you are. So if I'm a 2, I'm going to be a 1 or a 2. If I'm 1, I can either be a 0 or 1. So that's how that is all broken down. So when you flip up the action card, it's going to ask you what kind of offense you're playing, either 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. And you're going to look at that in the fast action deck right here. So if you're playing offense of 2, and you're the home team, you're going to look at that section. If you're playing offensive 2 and you're the visiting team, you're going to look at that section. But when you look at that section, you're going to look at the number of forecheckers your opponent is actually using. So if your opponent's using, say, 2 forecheckers, and you're on offense 2, you're going to look at the offense 2 and look at 2 forecheckers, and you're going to see what kind of results you're going to get from that. So it's just, a chart matrix. But that chart matrix is based off of the options you use when you bring in your line. And each player can have totally different options. One player can have a 3-3, and the other player can have a 0-1. This is set individually by team. I don't know if I mentioned that. It should be self-explanatory. But and you will notice that on half of these fast action cards, I don't know why this card is upside down. That's going to drive me insane. Half of the fast action cards will actually have, if you play offensive 2, half of the time the visitors will have, it'll just be the complete line, and the home team will have the defensive forechecking options, and the other half of the time will be the exact opposite, where the home team has got the complete line, and the defensive team, the visiting team has the forechecker option. So 2, if you play offensive 2, whether you play the home team or the visiting team, half the time you're going to get an option, and then the other half of the time you're going to look and see how many forecheckers you are going up against. So the basic premise of the game is you're going to roll for a face-off. You're going to have a player has possession of the puck. You're going to flip up the card. You're going to cross matrix your offense versus their defense, whether you're the home team or the visiting team. And in some situations, it might say something like, if I'm playing offensive 1 here, all right, doesn't matter if I'm the home team or the visiting team. If I'm playing offensive 1, you notice that everything's blank except for the passing G. So I'm going to look at the player who has the card, or who has the puck, and I'm going to look at their passing G, and it's going to tell me what kind of results we have that are going to deal with that situation. So if we just take Zinabad here, and then we flipped up that passing G, you can see on passing G, F and G says outside shot for right wing. So our good pass, and we pass it over to our right wing. And in this case, it's going to be Pavel Pashnetnov, right? And he's going to get an outside shot. All right, so there is a big difference between a couple different things in this game, and it's important that you understand it. And let's see if I can find a good example. Let's see if I can find a good example. Okay, here's a good one. All right, so if we look at this player here, Brady Shajic, you can see under his 10 to 11 defensive column, It says take away puck, outside shot only. So if it says outside shot only, then that means that you can only take an outside shot. You cannot try to do anything else with the puck. So you would use the outside shot column of whatever player it is going to be, and you would take the shot and see what happens with the shot results. If it does not say only, like if you say here, outside shot for a left wing, at that point you can have several options. So your options are, you can take the shot just like normal. You can have an outside shot, you take an outside shot just like normal, and you resolve the shot as you would see fit. Your second option is to try to pass it and see if you can get somebody in a better position. You can see here, this is where we use our split action deck here. And there's a passing section right here, and it'll tell you what happens. So in this case, if we flipped up this card, if we were at even strength, we got an inside shot for the centerman. So a good pass, inside shot for the centerman. See if I can zoom in to show you guys that. All right. If it was against shorthanded or on the power play, if I was on the power play, you can actually see if I was on the power play, I would lose the puck to opponent. So lose the puck to opponent. If we look at this passing one, it says lose puck. Any defensive player has control of it. So you can take the option to take the shot. You can take the option to try and pass and see if you can get a better situation where it'll either be taken away from you or you'll have usually an inside shot for some kind of a player, right? So those are going to be your two options there. I think there is, I'm not sure if there's like a play stoppage or not. I don't recall there being, but there could be. I don't want to say no, but so that's your second option. So first option, take your outside shot just like normal. Second option is your passing. Your third option is to actually penetrate. Now this brings up another very important part of the hockey game which you have to understand, and that is who your opponent is, because a lot of times you'll see something that says, well, let's see if I can find a good example to show you. Boom, 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 boom. Where is it gonna be? Let's see. Looking for opponent. Dun, 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 dun. All of these do not actually have that option. Are you kidding me? Really? Am I just missing it? Probably just missing. Oh, here we go. All right. So if we look at Kevin Shattenkirk here, let's look at his card. Try and get it up here where you can zoom in. You can see under his passing section, it says inside shot for left wing opponent. Opponent. Right? So what does opponent mean? And that's kind of another important term that you're going to need to know in this game. So if you look at the normal Stratomatic game, as we look at our board here, they have the left wing facing off against the right wing, the left defenseman facing off against the right defenseman, the centerman facing off against one another, the defensive right defenseman against the left defenseman, and the right wing versus the left wing. And that's the way that they've had it forever and ever in their game, is when you talk about opponents. So if I'm talking about my left wing, then my opponent would be my opponent's right wing. If I'm talking about my centerman, my opponent's my opponent, right? Anytime it says opponent or opponent, it's going to be the player that's opposite of the player that's on the board. Now, with that said, there's been many people that have gone and said, well, that's stupid because normally your left wing doesn't hang around with your right wing, vice versa, back and forth. Normally, when I'm penetrating, I'm going to be penetrating against my defenders, right? So there's now an alternate penetration chart that's way in the back of the book, actually the last part of the book, that says the original board game penetration system often resulted in wingers penetrating against wingers and defensemen penetrating against defensemen. For years, board game players have revised that so that wingers penetrate against defensemen and defensemen penetrate against wingers. And this is more true to life. Before playing the game, blah, 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 blah. So, if you decide to use that alternate and not go with the default, which again is not as realistic, it's more easier, right? It's easier for you to figure things out, right? But it's not as realistic as normal hockey. So in normal hockey situations, my left winger, when he's normally penetrating, right, he's going to go against the right defenseman. So the left winger goes against the right defenseman, right? And then that would not be the right defenseman because it's left wing, left defense, center, right wing, right defense. So when my left winger would normally go against the right defenseman, which is actually over here, right? My left defenseman would actually go against the right wing. The centermen, they stay normal, and then the right defenseman against the left wing, and the right wing versus the left defenseman. So yes, you basically switch sides on things. That's why this board is switch sides, right? Left wing, right defense. But these guys are actually should be switched. These guys should be switched. So, but you play it any way you want. I'm just showing you the alternate way and the way I'm going to be doing it. And the reason I wanted to bring that up was so players that end up getting this game go, well, ID Jester was doing it wrong. He was doing his left wing versus the right defenseman, and that's not the way you're supposed to do it. Look at the board. See, he was doing it all wrong. Well, yes, I'm doing it all wrong, but I'm using the alternate penetration value. So when you go to penetrate, you're going to look at your penetration value, right? And you're going to look at the defenders' defensive value, and you're going to cross matrix those again into a where is it? Advanced penetration chart. So you got a 5-on-5 chart, and then you have a other chart. So this is 5-on-5. This is the other. So if you're penetrating against shorthanded team or 3-on-3, and it's going to give you results. So let's just say my left wing was going to penetrate against my I opponent. Now sometimes it doesn't give you I opponent. It might tell you, I'm going to penetrate against. Sometimes it'll tell you who you're penetrating against. So yeah, we'll get to that when we get to this. But if my left wing has got the puck and he's going to penetrate, I'm going to look at his penetration value, which is 4. I'm going to cross-reference it again with the right defenseman, left wing, right defenseman. I'm going to look at his defensive value, which is a 2. And I'm going to look at the matrix, and I just look at my penetration value of 4 against a 2. I got a 1 to 12. 1 to 12. I will be successful on my penetration, and that's where I would flip up another one of these split action cards. And I would look at the intimidation. Now this one, opponent takes puck away, but there's a possible penalty. So that's why I can't use the 20. You can't use the 20-sider when you go to try to penetrate, because you might get that. I'm sorry. No, that's right. No. What am I thinking? Right. So that's for the intimidation. Right. Here's your basic intimidation penetration chart here. I don't know. Let's see where so this would be your penetration chart. You're either going to be successful or your opponent's going to take it away, right? All right, so you're either going to try to penetrate against your opponent, and if you're successful, or your opponent's going to try and take it away from you. Sometimes, though, it'll tell you that so-and-so has an inside shot, but so you can see on passing A here, it says inside shot for center, I, right defenseman. All right. So in that case, this is the other important thing when you use the advanced version. If I can get this to zoom in, that would be awesome, dude. There we go. So you can see is inside shot for center, I right defenseman. So my centerman has got a inside shot, and the right defenseman can choose to either try to intimidate me to take the puck away, or he can let me have the shot, one or the other. All right, and that's where you're going to look at your intimidation rating. In this case, if we look at our right defenseman here, Kevin Shattenkirk, poor Kevin, we're picking on him. His I rating is a 1 to 4, right? Intimidation rating is 1 to 4. So you have to decide whether or not you want to try and steal the puck away, and then that's when you flip up the fast action deck, and you're going to look under the intimidation rating, and if the number falls within his range, then he has taken the puck away. And if he hasn't, then he didn't take the puck away. But like I said, there's also options where that can cause a power play when you try to take the puck away from your opponent, right? So in this case, it's just an 11. Opponent takes away puck, but possible penalty. And then what we're going to have to do is look at his penalty rating. In this case, he is a C. And if I look at the C chart here, penalty rating of C at 1 to 12 is no penalty, 13 to 20 is a penalty. In this case, we can actually roll the dice because it doesn't, we're just getting a random number. And in this case, we rolled a 20, and a C is a 2-minute penalty. Speaking of penalties, let's talk about penalties here. So, there are lots of different ways to do the penalties in this game. There's the basic way, there's the advanced way, and then there's the super advanced way. This is basically the super advanced way over here, where your penalty has got a certain amount of time, and each thing you do takes a certain amount of little pips off of it until you've run out of pips, and then you're done. And the power play is over. And this, I believe, is a 2-minute penalty. So if you have multiple, like a 4-minute penalty, you go through this chart twice, and you resolve it. This, for me, is a little, it's okay, but it's a little complex. So what they do in normal, basic, and advanced is kind of something that's kind of cool. Here's your basic and advanced power play chart. Right? So what you're going to do is you're going to roll a 20-sided dice, or you're going to flip up, get a random number there. And it's going to tell you, let's say let's roll a dice. Let's roll a dice and see what we get, right? Roll the 5. So we're going to look at the 5 chart. The 5 chart says if the right defenseman has got a defensive value of 3 or more, then this is what happens during the power play. And if it's 2 or less, then this is what happens. And basically what you're going to end up having is a chance of a shorthanded team might have a chance to score. See, if we rolled a 6, the shorthanded team might have a chance to score. And then you're going to have a bunch of different chances that'll happen during that power play. So if our 5 here, let's say our right defenseman is a 3 or more. If we look at a right defenseman, he is he's terrible. He's a 1, actually. So he is going to, since he's not very good, he's going to allow more shots for the team that's on the power play. So we're going to get an outside shot by the right wing. So we're going to figure out who's the right wing. In this case, Voracek, he's going to get an outside shot. And then we're going to have an outside shot for our centerman, which is Coutier. He's going to get a outside shot. And then we're going to get an inside shot by our left wing, which is called Garou. He's going to get an inside shot. So once all 3 of those shots have taken place and the power play is over, and you've taken, you've flipped up you flipped up 3 of these cards as timing mechanism to say this is what happens during the power play. So it's a lot more easier to progress through the power plays than trying to use this matrix. If you actually look at the rule book, right? Let's look at the rule book here. Here is the super advanced penalty chart. It starts all the way there, right? And then it goes all the way through page number 8, all that, and all of page number 9. So yes, it does add quite a bit, but if you're looking for more depth, and of course a little bit on this page as well, right? So there is, this rule book is it's only really 11 pages long. It's 12 pages with the index, but it's only 11 pages long. And when you have, let's see, basically 2.5 pages of your 11 pages, all devoted to your super advanced penalty chart, you can see that it's definitely going to be an advanced option, whether you want to use that or not. That'll be up to you. I'm not going to show you that because I don't have the space, I don't have I don't want to get that involved with you guys because it's going to be a little complex. All right, so that's basically it. We've covered just about everything. The important things to remember is you got to figure out what you're going to do with opponent. Are you going to use left wing, right wing, left defense, right defense, center, like they do in the original, or if you're going to use the alternate left wing, right defense, right wing, center, right defense, left wing, and of course, right wing, left defense. Yes, it's a little bit more confusing, but all you have to remember is if you're on the left side, you'll flip over to the right side. And if you're on the wing, you go to the defenseman. If you're on the defenseman, you go to the wing. Same thing. If you're on the defense, you go to the wing. If you go to the wing, then you go to the defense. It's not that hard, really. It's not. Okay? It's really not that hard. All right. So let's show you some stuff. That's what I was going to do. I was going to get out a puck here. I guess we'll use this as our puck. Here we go. All right, so we're going to have a face-off again. There is, as all Stratomatic games do, I think, there's like 4 different charts based upon whether you want to do a basic face-off chart, you want to do the advanced face-off chart, or you want to do the super advanced face-off chart. So, for me, at least for the hockey, unless you're playing with someone and if you're going to do a solitaire and you're managing both teams and both lines and everything else, I don't think the super advanced is a really good option, to be honest. Unless you really get into it and you really want more depth and detail to it. It's kind of like the super advanced Stratomatic baseball, where you got home run robberies and catcher blocking the plate and stuff like that adds some more complexity to the game, but it makes it a little bit more detailed, right? But of course, the more detailed it is, the more charts, the more things you got to look up, the longer it's going to take you to play it. So, you got to kind of find a balance. I find the basic to be a little too basic for me. I find this super advanced to be a little bit too advanced. So I use kind of a hybrid of the super advanced and advanced options for the hockey. So I use the advanced face-off chart here. All right, so basically for face-offs, you're just going to find who's going to be taking the face-offs, right? So if Zinabad here, he's got a face-off of +1. Courtier, he's a +2. You just figure out the difference between those, right? If he's got a +2, he's got a +2, then they're even. If he's got a +2 and he's got a +1, then this guy is a +1. So you just simply roll a 20-sided dice or flip up one of the split action cards and get you a random number off of it. Or, from, like I said, to speed things along, sometimes it's so much easier just to grab a 20-sided dice and roll it, right? So all we do is we're going to look at the +1 column to find out who gets the puck. And we rolled a 2, so we'll get a 2. And superior right defenseman. So whoever was the better face-off man, in this case, Katir was a +2, so he was superior, so it's going to go to his right defenseman. So that's it. And of course, before we start anything, even with face-offs, we have to decide as the team, for each team, what their offensive and defensive forechecking and defensive abilities go. Again, we're going to be, if I had room, I would put this chart out for you guys, but I just, I'd have to put the players on top of this. I don't know. Do we have room for that? That's a good question. Let's see, shall we? Because that might actually help me out in the long run. Right? It might actually help me out in the long run. Let's see here. Maybe. Do we have room? Oh boy. I don't know. All right. Let's see. Does everything fit in there okay, I think? Kind of, sort of. I mean, you might not be able to see everything, but when it comes time to it, I'll get out my little PC parts. Obviously, we got Philadelphia over here, right? So this is Philadelphia's zone. This is going to be New York's zone. So this will be New York's offense. This will be Philadelphia's offense. And, of course, they give you these nice blue chips because, right, why not? All right, so we're going to set 2 and 2, and they're going to go 3 and 2. Why not? So that way we can show you how the different things come up. So Philadelphia will go 2 and 2, and the Rangers. Philadelphia is, you do need to decide who's the home team as well, because sometimes it'll say home team this or visiting team that, and we will need to know that. So I'll roll I haven't decided that actually. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, it's Philadelphia. 4, 5, 6 will be the Rangers, will be at home. And it's Philadelphia. Philadelphia's at home hosting the New York Rangers here to start the season. So we got a 2, 2, and a 2, 3. That's fine. All right, we got our puck. Went to the superior right defenseman. All right. So let me just shuffle these just to make sure I didn't mess anything up or use some of these cards for anything to show you an example. All right, and one of these cards flipped out of place. This is also your timing deck. So once you go through 30 plays, you're done with the period. So basically, it's like 40 seconds of time, and I think they tell you to switch players every 2 minutes, which is not as realistic as normal hockey, but I'm not switching players every other play because that would just drive me crazy. All right. So I've got that. We can put that actually right there in the middle of the board. Look at that. All right. And our splits deck, we'll shuffle that up just to make sure there's no shenanigans going on there. Unfortunately, we don't have any more room. We've used up every inch of space, I think. Maybe we can put that up there. Kind of. You can still see it. You can see that I'm not cheating that way. All right, so the right defenseman has the puck, right? So we're going to look at the board's upside down for me, but So Philadelphia is offense 2. Philadelphia is here. Rangers are there. Philadelphia is offensive 2. They're also the home team. So we're going to look under first card, right? We're going to look. We are offense 2, and we are the home team. So we're going to look at the offensive home team. It's going to say loose puck, outside shot only for left wing. Outside shot only for left wing. That's going to be Chris Kreider. He's going to take an outside shot. This card I'm going to set over side, so I don't think I'm cheating. All right. So we haven't actually showed you how to do this, but basically when you're going to take a shot, you're going to roll 2 6-sided dice. You're just going to reference the column if it's an outside shot, an inside shot, a breakaway, or rebound shot, and it's going to tell you certain things. So certain results you're going to get are it's a goal, and you're going to look at a number range, 1 to 5. So we're going to roll a 20-sided dice, or again, if you don't like rolling dice, you can flip up the split action deck to see if it's a 1 to 5. If it's not, it's a save and a face-off. So you can get that result. You can also get an X. X represents a save, and then you might get a position. In this case, DC. So the goalie is save it and is giving it to the defensive centerman. So his own team centerman. You might get a goalie rating. In that case, we're going to roll on the goalie card. That's a save and a defensive right wing. X, save, and he's giving it to any D player, which is you just choose a defender, defensive player. Defenseman, I guess, not a defensive player. Defenseman. So left defense or right defense. You might have a save and defensive left wing. You can also get a save and a rebound. You can lose it. And then you might see something like this, which is going to be down the 11 and 12 column. Come on. Which says goalie plus rating. Goalie plus rating. Anytime it's a goal plus or goalie rating plus, you only get the results if you're on the power play. So if you're not on the power play, you don't get the plus result. So if I roll an 11, it says goalie plus rating. If I'm not on the power play, which you can see I'm not, then it's just going to be a save and a face-off. So Krychek gets the shot on goal. We rolled a 10. 10 says lose 2, defensive right defenseman. So Goosenberry over here, he's stolen the puck. And I didn't even get a shot on goal. So no shot on goal. And we're going to flip up another fast action card. We are the home team. We're on offense 2. We're going to look at the players passing D. So passing D says inside shot for center. So he's passed it to the centerman, I opponent. So again, I opponent means his opponent, center, goes to center. He can try to intimidate me off the puck, right, if he wants to risk a penalty. Now, if we look at Mika Zibanejad, he's got an intimidate of 1 to 2. So not very good because basically, it's again, everything in this system is built on a 20-sider, 2D6-sider, or a 30-sider. Okay, because your fast action deck is actually 30 cards. So there's 30 cards or a 20-sided result or a 2D6 result. So if we're looking at a 1 to 2 intimidation value, does he want to try and intimidate me? Just to show you how it would play out, normally I would say no, I will let you have your inside shot, but I'm going to try to intimidate you and take it away. So we pull a card. Now this we cannot roll a dice for because we need to get those other penalty results on this. So if we flick up and we look at intimidate, it is a 7. So 7 is outside his range, so he does not intimidate me anyways, right? So I get my inside shot for my centerman. Again, Katir, he's going to get an inside shot here. And oops, we rolled a 5. A 5 on an inside shot is save, and the puck is gone to the defensive left defenseman. So save by Lundqvist, and is going to the left defenseman. All right. So we draw another card. Now this is the visitor. Visitor is 3. So we're going to look under the 3 column. Under the 3 column. And now we're going to see how many forecheckers Philadelphia has put out. 2 forecheckers. So we're going to look at 2 forecheckers. And it says opponent defense 6. So opponent defense 6. So again, the left defenseman goes to right wing. So I'm going to look at the right wing and opponent defensive 8. So defensive 8 says takes away puck, has outside shot only. So Voracek steals the puck away. He comes in across the blue line. He grips, he rips, and he's got to take the shot from the outside only. Again, I don't have the option on outside only. The only thing you can do is take the outside shot. You can't penetrate. You can't pass. You can't do anything other than take the shot. So we're going to take another shot. This is a 7 on the outside. Save, and it's going to the centerman. So another save by Lundqvist, and we are continuing. So again, they got offensive 3 going on, defensive 2. And we look, offense 3, passing B. Passing B. So we look at Zinkajad. What did I say it was? Passing B. Inside shot for left wing. Right defense. So the right defenseman in this case, Goosenberry, he's got an intimidation of 1. He's horrible. He's not very well. I mean, he doesn't take the puck away very well. Let's just put it that way. So I can try to intimidate with that. Obviously, very low chance of doing that. I would probably have a better chance of taking a penalty. So I am not, in this case, going to try to intimidate you. So inside shot for Chris Kreider. Inside shot. Here comes Kreider. He breaks through Goosenberry. And 6-7-8. 6-7-8 is going to be save, rebound, X, rebound. And you will notice, and I'm sure this is probably true with most seasons, 99% of the time, I'm not going to say 100%, but 8s on shots on goal are always rebounds. If you look at every single player under their 8s, and you learn that, kind of a tip of the, whatever. 8s are always going to be rebounds. Double check just to make sure, because this one says rebound, and then in parentheses it says deflect. So you have a possible deflection in front. But normally 8s are rebounds, right? So in rebound situations, so you give Lundqvist a save. We're going to need another split action card to look at our rebound results. And why are these upside down? Let's put these properly. Okay. So a rebound goes to offensive center if offensive rating 2 or more. If not, opponent has control. So if we look at Zinkajad, right? Rebound, offensive center. If offensive rating is 2 or higher, Zinkajad is an offensive 4. So he gets the rebound, and he's going to try to put it back in. Now there is a special rebound or breakaway chart, and this is where you get a lot of your goals from, because obviously the closer you are, the better chance you have. So this is still coming from this one action card. We still haven't flipped over another action card. And that is a 7 on the rebound chart is goalie rating. So goalie ratings are what you want to see. So if you're taking a shot, there's 2 things you want to see, right? Number 1 would be a goalie rating, which you're going to force the goalie to make a save. The second option is where it says goal. So number 11, you can see as a goal on a 1 to 13. So if we roll a 20-sided dice, if it falls between the 1 to 13, he would have a goal. But just as good as those are your goalie ratings. Now, we haven't actually looked at a goalie, but Lundqvist is having to make it, he's having to stand on his head so far. Hockey names are tough, RF. That's true, my friend. If we looked at the goalie card, but not really much. It's just a 2 to 12, right? And you also have some 20-sided options in there. If you can see number 11, it's a goal on a 1 to 15 and a face-off on a 16 to 20. Well, Lundqvist is forced to make this save. He doesn't get the auto save. He's forced to save it. So if I roll an 8 or 9, it's a goal. If I roll an 11, it's a possible goal. And anything else? Nope, that's going to be it. So let's see if Lundqvist can stand on his head and make another save. He's probably had 3 or 4 saves so far. He rolled a 2. It says out, save, breakaway 1. What does that mean? That is going to be a good question. It says out. Oh, was it an outside save, or was it an inside? If it was an inside, it's a face-off. If it was an outside shot, he's going to save it, and then they're going to get a breakaway. Breakaway. If he would have saved it, and New York would have been on a breakaway, but it was an inside shot, so it's going to be a face-off. So face-off, good save there by Lundqvist. And we've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, which is really like 2 or 3 minutes of time, right? So we're actually going to take outlines, right? So New York is over here somewhere. And if I had all my card, if I had the table space, I'd have all these cards out on the table. So line number 1, you're going to go, I guess, over here. That's fine. We're going to bring in the next lines here. And I do have them positioned already, ready to go. All right. So I just put them out, so it doesn't take me a whole lot of time. And I go right wing, right defense, center, right wing, left wing. All right, it's there. Our left wing, there we go. All right, so now we got a face-off here, right? And now we got to make any adjustments you want to make. So Philadelphia feels really fortunate. They've been on the thing, so they're going to stay 2, but they're going to go to 1. And the Rangers are going to play a little less aggressive here. They're going to go to 2-2. All right. Now we have a face-off. Patrick Nolan is a 1, and Desjardins, he's a +2. So the Rangers have the advantage. We roll on the super advanced, well, no, just the advanced face-off chart. And it's a 14, and it says inferior right defenseman. So the team with the inferior face-off man, which happens to be Philadelphia, it goes to their right defense. So Gudis has the puck. Rocco Gudis. Good old Radko Gudis, sure. All right, so we're going to flip up another action card. We are, Philadelphia is offensive 2, and we are at home, and the defense has 2 forecheckers. So again, we can cross matrix offense 2 at home. Cross reference to 2 forecheckers, and it says offense, opponent defensive 8. So again, right defense is left wing, so his 8. So we look at 8. Takes away puck, has outside shot only. So once again, Vladislav Nemeskov has an outside shot only, and he's going up against Brian Elliott here. We haven't seen much of Brian Elliott yet, but here we go. Outside shot coming, Nemeskov. He rolled a 9. He's got a goalie rating on an outside shot, so goalie rating. He's going to force Elliott to make the save. A 5 is a goal, a 7 is a goal, and 11 is a possible goal. And, of course, 8. Nope, nothing. Disregard. Let's see. That is a 10. That's a rebound. So the save, you give Elliott a save. You flip up an action card for the rebound. It says offensive right defenseman if the offensive rating is 2 or more. And D'Angelo is a offensive 4, actually, for the right defenseman. That's really good. Offensive right defenseman if offensive rating 2 or more. So he gets the rebound shot coming back in. Here we go. And of course, rebound shots are much better. 4 on the rebound, save, and it goes to the right defenseman. So save by Elliott, and he knocks it over to Gudis here, who seems to be really Gudis at this hockey game. Radko, whatever your name is, Radko. What are we doing here? We are offense 2, forecheckers 2, opponent defense 11. So once again, right defenseman, left wing, his 11. Beep, penalty. Beep, penalty. So what we have to do is look at our penalty charts, wherever those happen to be. Let me check the rule book and see if I actually, do I roll for that after opponent's defensive values 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and refer to the defender's defense, either a penalty will occur or the defender will take away the puck. Either a penalty will occur or the defender will take away the puck and attempt an outside shot. If it just says penalty, does that mean it is a penalty or you still roll for it? That is a good question. I'm assuming you're going to roll. So we're still going to roll on the chart his penalty rating. So he says penalty. Maybe, is there a, let me look and see if there's a actually roll for a penalty. I know on the Super Advanced there is a passing. I think, I'm not 100% sure on that one actually. If you roll on the defense, if drawn, refer to the defending player's defensive column, either a penalty. Is there a, let's look at our, you don't get it from the split action deck. This is not on the split action deck. So you're going to have to use the penalty chart. All right, so what is your penalty, dude? Name is Scoff. You are a penalty C. So we could, flip up a split action deck, but again, I just like rolling the dice. So 1 to 12 is no penalty. That's a 16. That is going to be a 2-minute penalty. So we've got a penalty. Dun, dun, dun. And so now is as good a time as any to pull out the penalty. Players. I'll put in a new line here. Left defense. Obviously, I will not use the centerman So I'm just going to set him aside. So centerman is missing. All right. So if you guys wanted to see how power plays happen, so what they right, how he ended up over here, I will never know. I'm gonna put him under here. Okay. No. Sorry. I had two players stuck together, which happens all the time. All right. So again, here's what happens when you get the penalty, right? Right. So we're going to be rolling, or again, you can use the fast action deck if you'd rather. You know what? I am actually going to put this out, but I'm going to put it face down because otherwise I'll forget to add it back in. There we go. All right, so on the basic or advanced, you just roll a 20-sided dice, right? And then you're going to look at some defender, and he's going to tell you what kind of shots are going to happen during that power play. All right, so 13. So you look at 13. If one or more defenders are rated 4 or higher, or if you have no one rated 4 or higher. So we're going to look at our defenders. We have a defense of 1, a defense of 4, Marcus Stahl, defense of 3, defense of 2. So because Marcus Stahl is on the penalty kill, what did we roll? We rolled a 13. So if one or more is rated 4 or higher, then you go to this column. So in this case, the penalty kill team has no chance to score. And now we're going to have 5 shots that are going to happen. So very, very good power play at this point. So shot number 1 is an outside shot for the left wing. So we're going to resolve that. Outside shot for the left wing. All right. So outside shot for Jordan Veal. Outside shot. He's a 9. And he loses it to the defender. So that shot is nothing. Shot number 2. Again, I'm just looking over here. 13. Outside shot for left wing. Shot number 2. Outside shot for center. So the centerman, Fibula, he's going to take a shot. Outside shot. That is a 4. Fibula on the outside 4 loses to defensive right wing. So that is not a good shot either. So strike 2. Then we have an outside shot for any player. And what they normally say, is, when you're doing outside shot for any player, you can choose the players, but you're supposed to alternate them and stuff. I just find it easier. Just roll a dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So in this case, it's going to be Fibula. And so Fibula, again, another outside shot for any player. We chose Fibula randomly. That is a 3. Outside 3. That's a save. And Lundqvist gives it to his defenseman. And then we have an inside shot for right wing. So Rafael has an inside shot. Inside shot. That's a 9. Save. And gives it to his defenseman. And is that it? Inside shot for any player. So once again, I'm going to roll randomly. A 6. Now normally if I'm doing random and I do 6 and it comes up as 6, I don't feel like rolling it again. I'll just randomly choose. So we chose, it looks like the right wing had a play, the centerman had a play. We're going to choose the left wing here. He's going to try an inside shot over here. He rolls a 7. 7 is a save. All right, so there you go. That is all of our shots we got to attempt on our 13. And none of them went in. So it was a good penalty kill for the defenders. Right? And in the basic game, what happens is you have with that. Oh, wait a minute. What happened on the last shot? It was a 7, right? So a 7. The last shot happened. It was a save, and it went to the right defenseman. All right. So you pick up play with whatever results in the last shot. In the basic game, when you take the last shot, it's just a face-off, put new players out, and all that. So we're just going to pick up play after that. Oh, and by the way, we have to flip up 3 action cards. 1, 2, 3, and that represents the time that when the penalty was going on. 40, 120, 2 minutes is 3, right? 40 seconds per play, I think, is what they go by. All right, so we still have the same lines out there for right this second. Brendan Smith has the puck, and now we can actually flip over as the player is now back on the ice. He skates over, goes to the bench, and Kevin Hayes joins his line mates out there for the Rangers. Still no score. And we don't need that. We need a fast action guard. So we are offense 2 and 1 forechecker. So we are Rangers are visiting team 1 forechecker. Opponent defense 10. So right defense, left wing. Opponent 10. Defense 10. Takes away puck, has outside shot only. So Jordan Veal with an outside shot as he steals the puck away from Brendan Smith. Here he shoots between some defenders' legs. And that is a 7 outside save. Goes to the left defenseman. New action card. We are 2, 1 forecheck. Visitor. Offense 2, 1 forecheck. Outside shot only for any player. So outside shot coming to player number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the right wing. So right wing's going to get his shot. Matt Zuccarello. Here he comes. He'll take a shot. He's never seen a shot he didn't like. That's an 8. So an 8 has that rebound, but it also has the deflect question mark. Right. So how do we handle the deflect question mark again? It's probably in the shooting section, which I didn't read because I know how to shoot. Where is the shooting section? There's a shot. Deflection. Why do they not? Outside shots and penetration. No. Page 10. Wow. Page 10. Where's page 10? Is that a super advanced rule? Is that why I'm not? Uh, 25. Oh, deflection. Whether reading X rebound occurs by a for deflection, the offensive coach rolls to 1 die to determine which player gets the opportunity. Right. The roll to determine the player who attempted deflection indicates a vacated position. The shot is not deflected. If deflected, roll 2 dice and refer to the player's inside column. Okay. All right. Pretty simple stuff. All right. So when it says deflection, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think, is the deflection, if I remember correctly. So It's from the player that actually. Wait, 1-2. No, so it's going to be Jimmy Vassie. Matt Zuccarello took the outside shot, right? X rebound deflect, and in front of the net, Jimmy Vassie, he's going to get the tip attempt in front, deflected. Is it in? 6. Goalie rating. So it's a goalie rating for Brian Elliott. Another tough situation for Brian Elliott. That is a 10. Oh, it hits him in the pads. Rebound opportunity. Rebound. Offensive right wing. So the rebound goes back over to Matt Zuccarello. He'll take a shot. 8. Oh, save another rebound. It's still there. They're jamming at it. Back and forth they go. Who's going to grab the puck this time is the question. We're going to draw another one of these things to see who gets it. Rebound. Defensive centerman Fipula comes in. He'll take the puck away. Whew. And that's going to be that. And now that that happened and all we've done with the play, we're going to switch lines. Again, you can decide. There is rules on how to switch lines in the rule book, but I just like switching them whenever I think it's a good time. So this is going to be left wing. Obviously, the more you switch them, the slower it's going to be, unless you have all your cards out in front of you. And if you have all your cards out in front of you, then it's going to take a lot of space. So there's advantages and disadvantages to everything, All right. So Couture gets the puck. And we're going to draw an action card here. Sean Couture. Before we do that, before I even look, we're going to go 3-2. And they're going to go 2-1. The Rangers 2-1. All right, so Philadelphia is a 3. Loose puck, possible breakaway. Uh-oh, he lost the puck. We have a possible breakaway for the Rangers. Of course, we look at this. It says breakaways. Left defenseman, that's Sijic. If breakaway penetration rating is 4 or more, it's not. It's only a 2. So he doesn't get the breakaway. Is it stolen back by the right wing opponent? Left defense, right wing. So Voracek steals the puck back as Sijic was trying to make a break for it there, but no shots in goal. All right, so what do we have? We have offense 2. We are the visiting team. No, we are the home team. And they have 3. No, they have 2 defenders. Opponent defense 2. So again, we're going to look at Sijic, defensive 2. Takes away puck, has inside shot. He can be intimidated by the right wing. Voracek and Sijic having a little battle going on here. And Voracek has only got a 1 on intimidation. He will not try to intimidate him. So Sijic is going to get an inside shot. That is a 10. Save by Elliott. He's going to give it over back to Voracek, actually. So Voracek gets the puck back. They are, what are they? Offense 3. Offense 3, and they have how many forecheckers? 1 forechecker. Opponent defense 7. Defense 7 takes away puck, has outside shot only. So once again, Sarchik and Voracek going at it. And this time, Sorchi takes it away. Comes in across the blue line, takes a shot. It's an 8. Oh, possible deflection. 2, which is going to be inside. Chris Kreider, left wing. He's going to try and get a tip on it. 6, goalie rating plus. Again, he's not on the power play, so that will be a save and a face-off. And these teams have gone at it pretty good, or these lines. So I need to put you guys over here somewhere, I think. And you guys, we'll scoot you guys over. All right, and we'll bring in this line here. You can change your lines if you wanted to in between when they're not on the ice. I mean, if you wanted to move certain people here or there. All right, so we're going to have a face-off now. Face-off. Desjardins +2, Fibula +1. So Desjardins with the advantage. That is a 7 on the advantage chart. And it's going to go over to the advantage left wing. So Namaskov has got it. Before we look, 2, 2, and we're going to go 2-2. So both teams 2-2, just for ease. So visitor, passing E. We're going to look at his passing E. Outside shot for right wing. Okay, so this will actually be our first time that we've played where we now have a choice. The right wing can try to take the shot, because it did not say outside shot only. So he can try to take the shot. He can also try to pass and see if he can find somebody in a better position, or he can try to penetrate. His penetration value is a 2. The left defenseman has a defense of 2. So if you look at our 2-2 chart, and we're on a 5-on-5, a 2 and a 2 is a 1-7 to penetrate, successfully penetrate. So, or you can risk a pass, or you can take a shot. Whatever you want to do. What do you want to do, buddy? What do you want to do? You want to take a shot? No, he wants to try to penetrate. So 1-7, he's going to do it. And that's an 18. It has been stolen away. Andrew McDonald takes that puck away. And he is the home team. Loose puck, outside shot only for right wing. So in this case, only again comes up to rear its ugly head. And outside shots, 5. Lose to defensive right defenseman. So this case, Johnny Oduya gets that puck. He is the home team. Defender has 2, so opponent defensive 7. So it's going to be the left wing, opponent 7, takes away puck, has outside shot only. You can see, if you're not describing things, the game can go pretty quickly. Outside shot only. 8, rebound. Rebound chart says, rebound, defensive left wing, so in this case Jordan Veal, if his defense is 3 or higher, it is not. Opponent has a rebound shot. So his opponent, right, his opponent is going to be the right defenseman. So the right defenseman with the rebound shot as Veal tries to get it out of there. He can't get it. Here comes Anthony D'Angelo. He scoops it up. He shoots for save by Elliott. And that one's going to the left defenseman. Home team, passing F. Passing F. Outside shot for center. Outside shot. He is going to try to penetrate. So his defense is a 1. My penetration is a 1. No, that's not good. Neither one of these guys are very. 1 and a 1. That's a 1-6. You know what? Screw it. He's going to try and pass. He's going to try the pass option. Pass option says we are at even strength. Outside shot inside shot for any player. So good pass by Fibula. Who's he pass it to? 6. Again, at that point, I would just choose. So Fibula, he's going to send it over to, I don't know, we'll try Rafael here. Inside shot for Rafael. Michael Rafael. 5. Inside shot save. Defensive centerman. Desjardins picks it up. I'm going to start to go a little bit quicker now. You guys have the general gist of what's going on, right? I hope. If you have any questions, type it in the chat. My good friend Dave S. is going to help you out. So visitor and 2 forecheckers. Outside shot only for any player. Right. So we'll choose Angelo there is going to take an outside shot. That is a 7. That is a save, and it goes to the left defenseman. And, I hate to break up what was going on because it was nice and quick. We're going to make another line change. We're almost through the period, believe it or not. And it'll go a lot quicker when you're not actually, talking and taking your time and explaining things. And right. There we go. So I do have a 4th liners actually, but I don't have enough defenders, right? So I'm going to use, let's see, I'm going to mess up my lines here, but oh well. This defensive pair is going to come in with my 4th liners. These are the 4th liners here for Philadelphia. What happened? Who's got the puck? God damn it, I forget. Well, in that case, it's just a loose puck situation. Loose puck, even strength. Home team. So we'll give it to the home team, number 2. Sometimes if I forget what I'm doing, when you're doing it by yourself, just go to the loose puck situation, right? I don't try to purposely do that, but sometimes it just happens. All right. So it looks like Robert Hagg has it. And we're just going to keep everything at 2-2 right now. 2-2 is kind of your normal defense, offense anyways. So home team, lose to opponent. So he's going to lose to that guy. Boom. Done. Next. Visitor. Possible breakaway. Possible breakaway. Right defenseman, Brendan Smith. If breakaway penetration is 3 or higher, it is a 2. If not, lose puck to opponent. So he's going to lose. He would be the right defenseman is going to go to the left wing. So Osko Lindbaum is going to get it. And he is the home team. Defense has 2. Inside shot for any player, opponent. Let's see who's going to take the shot. It is going to be Robert Hagg's going to take the outside shot. I'm sorry, inside shot. And trying to intimidate him would be Zuccarello. He's a 1-2. Sure, he'll try it. Why not? Opponent takes away puck. Possible power play. Penalty. Beep, 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 beep. All right, Zuccarello, what is your D? Penalty D. Penalty D. Where's my D? Where's my penalty? Where's my D? 16-20 will be a penalty. Is not a penalty. Zuccarello steals the puck away. And visitor team lose to opponent. So Hag steals that puck right back. He says, I'll have none of that. Home team defense, 4 checkers, 2. Opponent defensive 9. Defensive 9 takes away puck, has outside shot only. So Zuccarello takes the puck back. And outside shot only. That's a 10. Save, and then it goes to any defensive player. We're just going to put it on him. We are almost done. Home team, passing D is in dog. Outside shot for center. He's going to try to penetrate. Maybe. Defense of 3. My penetration is a 2. He's going to pass it. Passing. Inside shot for center. Nope, he can't pass into himself, so it's going to be left wing. Inside shot for the left wing. So Askar Lindblom, he's going to get an inside shot for save. Goes to the right wing. Over Zuccarello is going to pick that one up. Visitor, loose puck, possible breakaway. Loses the puck. Breakaway center. So centerman's got a breakaway. Sean Langdon. This is the fourth liners. They are playing some good hockey here. 7 on the breakaway. Save! Oh, stick save, and that's deflected over to Jimmy Vassie on the left wing. Vassie's going to take it. Loose puck, outside shot for center. Langdon steals it back. He's going to just take the outside shot. And it's going to go to Brendan Smith. Save! Lundqvist. And we're almost done with the first period, my friends. Visitors are here. Inside shot for any player. Again, I'm just going to roll it. 4. So Brendan Smith is going to take the inside shot, which is going to be the left wing. He's a 1-4. We're going to try to intimidate him off that puck. It's a 7, so too high. So inside shot, Brendan Smith. He did have 1 goal in the season. He can get this one in. 8. Save! Rebound! Where did the rebound go? We got 12 seconds left in the period. As you can see, we only have 1 action card left. Rebound. Defensive right wing. That's Latira. If defensive rating is 3 or higher, it is not. If not, opponent has a rebound shot. So his opponent would be the left defenseman. So left defenseman is going to have a rebound shot. Marcus Stahl. That's a 7. He loses it to Scott Langdon. And the last play of the first period is home team, possible breakaway. Can he get the breakaway? 10 seconds to go. Breakaway, right wing. He passes it. Latira on the breakaway. Here he comes. 1-on-1 with Lundqvist. He goes backhand. 3. It is 12-3. It's a goal with 2 seconds left in the first period. Yuri Latira, rebound breakaway, rolled a 3 and then a 12 on the 20-sider, and he puts that backhander over Lundqvist as the first period buzzer rings, and the Philadelphia Flyers take a 1-0 lead. There you go, guys. What a ending to the first period. So, if you're just joining us, I do appreciate it. We did a very thorough, detailed explanation of the system the first hour or so, maybe the first 45 minutes. And then we've been playing the last 45 minutes slowly so you guys understand the flow of the game, what to look at, what to do, etc., etc. But I want to do this one slow and easy to begin with because the next time I play the hockey on my channel, I'm not going to go over all these rules. I'm not going to go over what to do. I'm not going to do all that. I wanted this video for people that are trying to learn the game or understand how things operate in this game so they can always come back and watch this. And then when they watch the other videos, they'll know what's going on because they've seen it. They've seen it in action. They understand what the different ratings are, etc., etc. So, he shoots, he scores, says Dave S. That's true. So I'd appreciate a thumbs up, a like, whatever you guys, leave a thought, a comment. But again, This is just an introductory video to show you how to play. If you were just joining us or joined us halfway through, you want to go back and watch the beginning if you're not familiar with this game. There are some very important concepts. Eye opponent. You know who is which player is each other's opponent. You can use the default system. You can do the hockey system, which is what I use. Your left wing and your right defenseman are always going at it mano a mano. And your left defenseman and your right wing are going at it mano a mano. Your centermen's kind of go at it. Your right defenseman, your left wing, your right wing, and your left defenseman. So those are your eye opponents. Outside shot only, right? What can you do with outside shot only, and what can you do with outside shot? If you have an outside shot, there's lots of things you can do. You can try to penetrate. You can try to pass, or you can take your outside shot. So understanding, the basic concepts and everything. But Yori Latira played 62 games, scored 3 goals, had 5 assists. He's got 1 of those 3 goals right here, right now. The fourth liners, we put the fourth liners in right at the end of the first period. I would, if I had more space, I'd have all my lines out for Philadelphia on one side. I'd have the Rangers all on the other side, and I would just use a marker to say, okay, this line is out and this line is out, instead of having to, do things the hard way. Doing things the hard way. So left wings, I got to put these guys back in, especially when you bring your fourth liners in, because they don't have a defensive pair with them, which means you're going to have to take your defensive pair. You're going to have to take your defensive pair off of another lineup. So, anyways, this is STRATOMATIC. It's not very complex. You just have to understand. There's a few, kind of. You have to kind of decide, do you want basic, advanced, super advanced, what rules you're going to be using and how advanced you want to get. I would highly recommend at least the advanced, right? The basic is really quick and simple. It breaks everything down really quick and simple. If you go super advanced, the penalty charts are it can be a little daunting, especially if you're newer to the game. And I haven't played it in a long time. And I would have a little bit of trouble with this, but I played a bunch of games, but that's your first period here. The Philadelphia Phillies take a 1-0 lead. You didn't have as many penalties. Penalties happen on defensive results, or when you try to intimidate and trying to steal that puck away. We actually had a lot of plays that said outside shot only. You normally don't see that many where it says outside shot only, and normally it'll say outside shot, and then if you go to try to penetrate, then your opponent tries to intimidate you and he can be called for the penalty. That's when our one and only penalty happened, was when we tried to have a penetration, and he ended up getting the penalty called on that. Or you get your penalty calls off of this as well. So that's going to be your two options there. But anyways, I think once you get good at the game, I think it's a longer game. I'll be honest. I don't think you're going to get a game done 3 periods with cards and dice in maybe I would say an hour and a half. I mean, I would say 30 minutes per period, especially if you have to move players on and off. If you have all your lineups out there, right? You have all the lineups out and all the cards out for everyone. That might cut down on some obviously some time to play it, but it's still a fun game. It's still a fun game. I enjoy the hockey. So game moves more quickly when you are used to playing. That's true. Yes, I was playing advanced with a few super advanced rules. Dave, if you have any thoughts or whatever, you can leave a comment here, or you can email me, idgesturelive@gmail.com. kind of give me your what options you use. Let me know, and that way I will. Maybe there's some options that I'm not looking at really, because I really don't look at the super advanced stuff that much, but maybe there is some super advanced stuff I should use. So I'm always interested to hear what other people are using. So hopefully that's a good introductory for you guys. Bobby Catalano's here. Hello, Bobby. How are you? I agree. 1.5 hours is what it takes me to play, says Dave S. Yeah, I'm thinking. When you get pretty good, I mean, you could see once we were going. There's some plays. It's like boom. Okay, he steals the puck and it's done. And then there's other plays where it's like he takes his shot, then it's a rebound, then it can take a minute or two per to fill out one card. But then you got other cards and it's just like lose to opponent. Okay, so you lose the puck. That's only going to take you like 10 seconds, right? So there's going to be plays that take longer and then plays that take shorter. But 30 plays in maybe for 30 minutes, so like an hour and a half. I would say. But if you get really quick at it, you play a bunch of games, you could probably get it done a little bit faster than that. I think the 20-sider helps as well. In fact, what I'm going to probably end up doing is taking this deck and creating just where instead of having to flip these up, I can just roll and look at my chart, because all these is a 20-sider broken down, two 20-siders, a 20-sider and a 20-sider. So I can say, a 20-sider and then use the even column or the odd column, which is a 20-sider and even, 20-sider and odd. And I can just put all this information into a chart. It's not that hard. It'd take me an hour to do, and it would save me from flipping up these charts all the damn time. And there might even be like a fast action flipper out there. Who knows? Anyways, guys, Dave S. Bobby Catalano, Dave Gardner, big hockey fan. Hopefully this was helpful for you as well. AJ and RF, Glenn, Ken Castro, Sports Time Machine, Tribe fan, Mike McAllister, all great guys. Thanks for joining me. Southpaw as well was here. So appreciate everyone coming by. It's time for me to say goodbye for now. We'll see everyone later. Maybe we'll actually have a serious game. Where again, I'm not going to go over the rules. I'm just going to play it out, and we're going to see how fast I can get a game done, and see how long it would take to do that. Like a serious game, with line changes and everything going in. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, guys. Thanks.